welcome to another episode of the Middle Child Podcast with your girl, Royal Bowes. And as always, you know you are seen here, you are appreciated here, and most definitely, you are loved here. I'm always excited about every guest. Y'all already know that because I just try to get people that are from different genres of life, and then not only that, I can learn from them. I am a book of knowledge, I guess you can say. Shout out to, God for my wisdom. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I want to introduce you to someone who's been to take a totally different route from us. The Middle Child Podcast has been so entertainment filled, but I'm entering into this new part of life to where I just want to learn about how, life should just operate in general from a business standpoint. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to my girl, Ranielle Blackmon Cooper.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm living the dream.
That is
somebody's.
No. That's somebody's dream.
Somebody's.
Oh my goodness. All right. So I always ask my guests, because I'm going to ask you two different questions that has to be answered. Okay. But if you could describe your life right now in one word, what would it be?
One word. Well, I'm going to go with my word for the year. I usually pick a word for the year. My word for 2026 is alignment.
Okay.
So I am shifting. I told you about some changes that are ongoing.
Yeah.
So we're working into alignment. I would describe that as my life.
Nice.
So, yes.
How do you come up with your word for the year?
So it started probably a little bit before the pandemic. It's really just, I feel like something that I would say that God places on my heart. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes it has been things like grace. One word was invest. And it didn't necessarily have to be like the whole finance piece, but just pouring back into myself. Mm-hmm. Rest. Because at one point I thought that was like a no-no. Yeah. Like you have to go. And it's like, no, we don't have to always be hitting the pavement. Right. So I feel like I sit with it. I pray about it, look through some things that I want to accomplish, some things that are on my to-do list. And once I sit with it, I determine I'm able to determine my word. So word for 2026 is alignment.
Nice. I like that you actually put thought into it. Mm-hmm. I feel like I wake up and sometime in January, I have my word.
And that's okay too. If you just have an epiphany, I mean, it is what it is.
That's really
however it works. Everybody has their own processes.
Yeah.
So yes, whatever works for you.
My word this year is forgive.
Oh.
I know. And I dislike it. Okay. Because it came so nothing was going on. I literally woke up and I was watching TV and God was like, forgive. And I'm just like, I need to forgive now.
But is it you that you're forgiving?
That's a good question.
Is it other people?
It's definitely going to be a journey.
Okay.
It's going to be a journey, which is what I'm excited about because I'm curious of what I need to forgive or who I need to forgive. So yeah, that's my word for 2026.
That's good.
I know. It's so deep. And I think that's why I had a sense of calmness when I got it. Because at first I was like, forgive. I was like, all right, cool, here we go. So
let's unravel this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to be exciting. I kind of have an idea of one person.
Okay.
I do also think it's parts of me that I need to
That's
forgive.
what I said. Is it a you thing? Yeah.
But I don't know how deep of a me thing it is. Okay. But yeah, my word for 2026 is forgive.
Love this. I'm excited to see how that goes for you.
I'm excited to see how it goes. I think I'm more excited about the process, the journey, because and I don't have expectations on the journey. It's just kind of like now I'm just free falling.
And we're going through it.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about earlier. Everybody has a problem with you doing that. Yeah. But I say do you.
Nice. Alignment. Mm-hmm. Okay. Alignment. Starts with the letter A. All right. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's that logic part kicking in for me. Mm-hmm. All right. So before we got on, we were just talking about life in general.
Yes, girl.
So you work in human resources.
Yes, I work in human resources.
Customer service.
Specifically staffing. Okay. So yes, customer service is the name of the game. I operate as the face. Yeah. Oftentimes in person. Like I was telling you at career events. The face, the voice, and really kind of a poster child, so to speak, for the company. You know, I'm the one that, especially recruiting new talent, I'm doing those negotiations, I'm educating them, or at least initially. Obviously, they get to the managers and things eventually. But that initial point of contact is typically coming through me or someone else on my team. So I say I'm a catch-all. I do the negotiations. I'm a problem solver. I'm an investigator. I resolve conflict. You wear multiple hats. I know oftentimes when people hear about human resources, usually everybody hates HR with the exception of payroll because everybody wants to get paid. But usually I feel like oftentimes HR kind of gets like the bad guy, but innately, and I have heard and have seen some things, some practices that I don't necessarily agree with at other places, but I think a good HR, the HR is human resources. It's resources for your people, resources for your employees, being able to educate, to coach, to advise, however. So that's ultimately, I think, should be the goal, because you're there to serve the people, essentially. And that's always something that I've been on board with doing. So,
That's what I was going to ask. How did you decide that HR was the route you wanted to take? Okay.
I didn't. When I was, 17, 18, graduating high school, it was never my dream of, I'm going to go into HR. I mean, some people have that, and we talk to those students at career events and things like that, but that was not my goal. I went to UAB, like many people that go there. I'm like, I'm going to be a doctor. We're talking about the babies. I love children, and I love science. And I was like, well, I'm going to put those together, and I'm going to be a doctor. Well, the Lord had other plans, and that's okay, because I remember me and my friend, we were roommates at the time. Not, I think it was like exercise science or something hers was, but we were both struggling. And because we weren't in alignment, kind of going back to that word. And we were struggling. And I remember literally like afternoon, probably like midday during the week, we both had our laptops and we sat like side by side and we were like, are we going to do this? So we literally changed our majors both that same day, which ended up being healthcare management, which is basically like a business degree with a healthcare focus. So definitely how I was talking about earlier, also being more broad in your approach. If you're not quite sure, cast a wide net, and then you can kind of sift through and see what you like. So healthcare management was where I settled. At the time, 18 or 19, I had an internship at a health company. Of course, wanting to be a healthcare provider one day, to me, that made the most sense because I knew that I took my insurance card to the doctor. I paid $20 and I didn't have to worry about anything else. But I never knew how any of the back end of that worked, which is why I wanted to move forward with the internship. And so I interned for consecutive summers. Thankfully, they asked me back every single time. I was like, oh, yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially being so young, I was making good money. And got my first W-2, my first big girl job and everything from my internship. And I was like, yeah, I'm coming back. And one of my rounds, after I changed my major, our HR department of my current company, they were building out their own health and wellness program, like internal program. And they were like, well, you've been doing health things for us anyway, so HR kind of needs this, so what do you think? And I was like, yeah, this sounds fun. And at that time, I wasn't sure if I wanted to kind of lean into the wellness space or... I didn't know kind of what we were talking about. I'm casting a wide net. I'm flexible. I'm open. Let's just see what's out there. So I was assisting with kind of building our own internal health and wellness program from the ground up, like colors, like the pillars, like literally everything. But in my spare time, recruiters sat on a row over from me and they were like, hey, are you busy? Do you not have anything to do? And I was like, well, I do have a lull. And they were like, do you want to come sit in an interview? Or can you help us key these add administrative things? And I was like, okay, sure. And that's when it clicked. So that was the summer of 2016, I believe, my first little round in HR. And this year, crazy, almost a decade as far as my first piece of exposure to it all. And I fell in love with it. Like I was talking about it earlier. The people that you get to see, I'm innately a people person. I don't mind working behind a computer, but being behind a computer all day is not for me. I thrive off of interaction with people. I enjoy the energy like that you give, the exchange, just learn. I'm very curious about people. My minors in college were psychology and medical sociology. So I'm very curious of people, behaviors, all that kind of stuff. Still unpacking why that is, but that's probably a conversation for another day. And I was able to see that I was able to mesh my worlds of still having an interest in health. So I work for a health company, well, a company in the healthcare industry, but I also get to get my people fixed as well.
Yeah.
And I remember being in college, probably like my sophomore year, I wasn't suffering in my classes, but by no means was I doing well. And I'm sure you probably have heard, if you're going to med school, you need a 3.5 and over. You need all these extracurriculars and this to build your pre-health portfolio. I mean, I was building a portfolio, but I just wasn't as engaged.
Right.
And I remember being so upset. I'm sure I cried about it and everything because the feedback, and I'm curious as to where this man is today, but what he told me was, there's more than one way to success than a white coat. He said it not as nice as that, which probably also set me over the edge because that wasn't what I was trying to hear.
Yeah.
So thinking about it now, post-graduation, settling into my career, he was so right.
Yeah.
But in the moment, I was not in the headspace to receive that.
Of course.
So yeah, human resources allows me, specifically staffing, allows me to get my people fixed, but also be a part of making change.
Yeah.
Especially during the pandemic, like people calling to make offers. People were crying, like on the phone because their parent or whatever had passed away or their spouse had just got laid off and they were afraid they're going to lose their car, their house, and this is giving them an opportunity to get kind of right side up again. And it's so impactful, the work that you get to do. So I love it. Full circle moment now. I'm one of the internship, like program coordinators or managers, what have you, for the internship program, in addition to my standard, like recruiting duties. So full circle moment, because you get to see on the other side where you were, help to grow and nurture and develop them. I know I saw somebody earlier this week. She's been with us for 2 summers. They've extended her as a contractor. And now she's about to start full time, hopefully by the end of the month if all goes well. So it's like, oh, my baby. It's like, I'm like a proud mom. So yes, it's a fun time.
Yeah.
So did I expect it? Absolutely not.
Okay.
But do I have an appreciation for it? 1000%.
Yeah. I think one of the most important things that I caught that you said was at the time you didn't hear the feedback from that person.
Not at all.
But you allowed yourself to kind of still go through the process so that you can get to this moment. And I think oftentimes a lot of people hear that feedback and they just stop.
Yes, it's like you hit a wall.
Yeah. When in reality, no, like just, I don't know, go around.
Yeah, and I think that is something that I'm still continuing to learn. I think it comes with, dare I say, maturity of being able to step outside of what is here in the present and being able to have the vision or the faith, dare I say, to be like, okay, well, these circumstances aren't ideal, but I know that they can get better. I know that there are other alternatives. I know that there are things that I haven't tapped into yet. I know that there are other resources that I can exhaust. There are other ways that we can assess this situation. And I think that the maturity aspect comes with that, because at a certain point we're like, well, this isn't working. So, I'm over it. Yeah. But it's like, okay, this isn't working, but how can we make it work, or what other alternatives can we make?
Definitely.
And I think that definitely comes with time. Yeah. And you're able to also obviously apply that to other aspects of your life as well.
Definitely. So. Especially when you know that you're doing all that you can do. Yes. If I'm doing everything I can do it and I'm striking
again,
out,
alignment. Yeah. You can try as much as you want. Yeah. Like, it's like putting furniture together. I don't know if you ever put furniture together and you're like, you have to align the holes. Yeah. You're like, well, this screw doesn't go here. Right. You can try to put it there, but it was not made to go here. Yes. So alignment. So yes.
Yeah. So it's definitely maturity, because you just have to know, this just isn't.
You got to know when to pivot.
Yeah. Oh, that word. You gotta know that word. Pivot is just so.
It's hard.
It is.
It's very hard.
Especially when, like you said, you probably grew up. The general you grew up with, like, this is what I'm going to do.
Oh, 1000%.
Yeah.
I had this dream. I'm going to be a doctor. I don't know where my husband was going to come from at the time, but I was supposed to be engaged by 22, definitely married by 25, popping out kids. I'm about to be 32. I should be like 3 or 4 kids deep. Yeah. Lord God, that's not my journey, not my dream. Not 4, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah. I got married last year I was right before my 31st birthday at 30. Nice. So according to original plan, honey, I'm off. Yeah. I'm way off. Yeah. Not a kid in sight. I'm way behind schedule. Yeah. According to my brain at 18 or 19.
Absolutely.
But that's okay.
Uh-huh.
That is okay, because thinking, what if that would happen?
Right.
Pending those circumstances. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
this is probably for the best.
It's so funny you say that, because I'm writing my personal statement. Okay. Well, by the time this test coming out, I've written my personal statement and I have submitted it. And I talk about perseverance.
Oh, for your applications?
Yes, for law school.
Yeah.
Whew, Jesus bless it. So, and I talk about perseverance. Yes. And in there, I talk about how I did everything I was supposed to do up until the 18. Yeah. To become an attorney. Only to sit in my advisor's office. And I'm just like, she's like, 8 years. I was like, yeah, we're gonna do something else. Yeah. But that full circle moment has brought me back to now going, 13 years later? And it's just, I'm learning to sit with the word pivot. Yeah. Because how most people pivot to go a different direction, it's like my pivot is bringing me back. Yeah. Into your alignment.
Hello. That's what I'm saying. It's so important.
It is.
It is so important.
It is.
And we tell people that all the time. And even in my business, when people are trying to reset, refocus wherever they are in their professional journeys, alignment, you don't think about it. But if you're out of alignment, I don't think it's wasting time, but some people will call it wasting time. You can waste time. Yeah. You can waste resources. Yes. You can miss opportunities. And oftentimes, if you're in alignment, it typically yields more satisfaction. It's more sustainable long term. So to me, the pros far great outweigh the cons. So alignment.
It is, and it's I would dare say it's a scary journey.
It's terrifying,
because you have to work on self. Yeah, you can't align with something until you work on self. Come on now. I remember I took 6 months off social media. 6 months off social media, the second part of the year. And at the end, during those 6 months, I felt like I had to learn, not just myself, but how I work with people. I think that was me and my parents' first argument, like real arguments, where I'm like slamming doors, me actually sitting with my friends, opening up about being transparent. And at the end of those 6 months, that's when I got the 2 words, law school podcast.
You got to get to the root.
Yes. And I'm just like, and ever since then, it has been so fulfilling. I've said on here a numerous amount of times, but for 12 years, I felt like the children of Israel. I was just wondering. Yes. Granted, everything came into it, right? But I just kept going.
And you were still kept. Yeah. But
I'm just
not in alignment.
Yes. Out here, la, 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 la.
I mean, happens to the best of us.
Man. And I think people have to extend grace with themselves. 1,000%. Like, just be gracious.
Yes, 1,000%. And that's the thing. I think there's been this theme, trend, whatever you want to call it, of this thing called the Great Millennial Crisis. I don't know if you've heard about that. Essentially, it is that as kids, because we're in the same age bracket for the most part. You're a little bit older, but not by much at all.
Girl, I'll be 34 this week.
I'll be 32. It's literally 2. Like I said, we're not far at all. So it's like the Great Millennial Career Crisis is that from our parents down, or the generation down, we were essentially given this blueprint. Yes. Of you must graduate high school. Yes. You must go to school. Preferably 4-year. Yes. You can get obviously there are plenty of successful people that have never gone to school and or that have gone their 2 years and have gone on to do things. But you need to go and get your 4-year. Yeah. Because that bachelor's degree is going to open doors for you. That bachelor's degree, in theory, is going to get you this job. Yeah. Is it your dream job? I don't know, but it's going to get you a job. Yeah. That job is going to get you access to money, to people, to resources, so that you can start a family if you want, buy a house if you want. Essentially, everything was all supposed to fall into place. We work our butts off. You continue to climb the corporate ladder, and God bless after that. Yes. You just live your life and continue the American dream with whatever that looks like. Absolutely. But, and I think for me, which is also what prompted the start of the business, during the pandemic, when the world quite literally stopped. Literally. So when everything literally stopped, it was like, okay, wait a second. Yeah. And you know how they talk about like fasting, and you're in that arguably vulnerable place, but you're able to be still because there's no distractions. You're able to like hyper focus and kind of lock in on some stuff. I felt like the pandemic was like that for a lot of people. Yeah. it was a reset. Do I need to be burnt out like this bad or at all? Is it weird that I'm not in community with my community because I'm so freaking tired? I'm exhausted. I'm working. Obviously, pre-pandemic, I know we had some remote capabilities, but the majority of us spent our waking hours, the majority of them, in somebody's building.
Yes.
And it's the correct. And it's the commute getting there, the commute coming home, and you may have 2, 3, maybe 4 hours if you're really stretching it. To do what you need to do. And a lot of that is maintenance, but how much of that is fulfillment?
Right.
And I think during the pandemic, it really shifted for people to be like, my life doesn't have to be this way.
Absolutely.
I'm stressed. Some people are chronically ill. Anxiety is at an all-time high. Depression's at an all-time high. And it's just like, are we in dysfunction because we haven't been in alignment?
Yeah. We've been in survival mode.
Yes.
That's it. We're just trying to survive.
Yes. So there's this whole thing. And even for me, I think I've personally have decided, unless the Lord convinces me otherwise, that I don't think I'm cut out for management. I don't want to manage other people. I'm okay with doing my part.
Yeah.
Getting to the top of whatever I am, because I've got a little bit of an ego thing that I'm working on. But I don't have, that's not my goal to climb the corporate ladder, to be somebody else's, or at least not to date, to be somebody's VP, their SVP, and to work 70 hours a week. No.
Not at all.
No.
Or be on salary.
That's
I've always said I
saying.
did not want to be on salary. I just feel like they overwork you.
It is. It's a scam.
It is.
Girl, it's a scam.
Because why are we?
Because I even remember that thought. Like once I got my first full-time role, I was like, I'm getting overtime. It's 10 o'clock p.m., not a.m.
Right.
And I don't get any extra. Huh? Oh, no.
Right.
And it's just like, we get paid. You're paid for a 40-hour work week. So anything, I mean, some companies may be good and they may do a little bonus or incentive.
Yeah.
But that's not a requirement. So you're not guaranteed that that's going to happen. So you're working yourself into the ground, which means you're suffering personally. You're not your best self.
Yeah.
Which means you can't be best for your community, your people, your tribe, your partner, whomever. And your passion projects, you're burnt out from work. So you definitely don't have time to worry about that stuff because you're trying to maintain.
Yeah.
So, yes, the career crisis is a thing. And several people are waking up seeking alignment.
Yes.
That maybe I do corporate, but maybe I pivot into something else that makes sense. That's more fulfilling for me. Or maybe I continue on in my current path. I bite the bullet and buckle down while I plan my escape plan. So various outcomes, but that's definitely something that I have seen really kind of bubble up in the last 6 months, especially with all the layoffs. Layoffs haven't been this bad literally since COVID.
Yes.
In the last year, with millions of people being laid off to date since the top of 2025. So it's the wild, wild west.
It is.
In the career world right now.
I tried being in corporate America a couple times. My last real 9-to-5, I was a recruiter for a staffing agency. And it was fun. I met some interesting people.
For sure.
What I realized is why I won't ever go back to corporate America. It was my first time ever being let go.
Oh.
Yes. And it was because they were shutting the office down. But the way that they handled it and went about it.
Probably terrible.
It's 2 days after my birthday. I am walking out the door to drive to the other side of town. I'm pulling out of the neighborhood and you decide to call me and tell me that the office is closed.
That's terrible.
So I'm thinking it's a holiday because it was like President's Day. I'm like,
And
okay, it's President's Day.
And grossly unprofessional.
And that's what I said. Because I'm like, granted, if you didn't want to ruin my birthday, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But you knew last night that the office wasn't going to be working today.
Correct.
You let me get ready. I'm walking out the door only for you to say, the office is closed.
And what if you were driving or something and you got the news and something? Terrible.
Girl, at that point,
terrible.
I never understood. I'm all for submitting a 2 weeks notice. I am all for submitting a 2 weeks notice. But I never understood why my brother and my best friend never believed in it. And I think that moment, changed my perspective. And I think it's unprofessional not to at least give your job a notice. But it was just kind of like, dang, like y'all like really, you like really let me, I was trying to be at work in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And so
That's terrible.
I'm traumatized. I probably need to forgive.
Well, add them to the list of things to work on in 2026.
Yeah. But
yeah.
it was at the top of 2025. February 17, 2025.
So literally coming up on a year.
Yep.
I mean, that might be the word for. I mean, I'm seeing the alignment with the word.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, I also appreciate the pandemic for a certain reason.
Sure.
Because it allowed people to help find themselves. Like, granted, at the beginning you did go through survival mode, but survival mode brought out your purpose. Yes. It brought out your alignment. It brought out like, hey, no, I need to find a different route. Because you had the bandwidth
to be like, well, let's be a little creative. Like people are baking and homesteading,
right?
And that kind of stuff now. But it's like you had the bandwidth because we weren't going anywhere. We're all
couldn't go anywhere.
Locked up. Yes. We weren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
And we had the bandwidth, like I said, to sit and in a way kind of hyper focused. Be like, what do I like? And it's like taking stock of what you liked, what you don't like,
right?
What you enjoy, what brings you joy, what things drain you, what things feed you. And you were able to kind of take stock. And I think a lot of people took advantage of that. And I think we're seeing the
result of it. Yes, because we are starting to somewhat get somewhere. Bless our hearts. Yeah. Shout out to the generation after us. I feel like they're going to be the ones that save the world.
I'm hoping so. We're trying.
Yeah.
Poor millennials. Yeah. You know, poor millennials.
I feel like we are the ones that had to come and plant the seed. A lot of millennials are coming and it's just like, no, we're not going for that anymore.
Absolutely not.
But when something is new, it's uncomfortable for a lot of people. So I think we planted the seed and they're just going to come and water it.
What do they say? To carry the torch.
Yeah. So
I agree.
I have some hope.
Me too. And I think that we're even seeing that in corporate world and recruiting of the student and the talent. Like I was mentioning to you, I was just at a career event a week ago, and to see the talent, the students, it was specifically for graduate students, and to hear their ideas, or even like the majors and how they've put together master's degrees, but with concentrations. And it's like, how did you come up with that? Like, not in a bad way. Right. Like, I'm curious. Like, what? Yeah. And then hearing them explain it, it's like, that makes sense. It does. Yeah, please do that. Yes. We need that. And I think it's fascinating to be able to quite literally see the next wave of professionals. Like I said, in doing the internship program, we meet with them. We're able to hear their ideas. We do team building, like a service project with them to try to get them engaged. Because I remember I'm still in touch with interns that I was in a cohort with in 2013, 2014, after all this time. So networking is definitely important, but it's fascinating to hear their ideas and the things that they're on board with. They're like, I'm not doing that. And it's like, well, okay, hold on. wait. Hold on. But yes, I think I'm hopeful. I say that to say is because they have lots of bright ideas. Yes. Now we're working on some of the execution with some of them. But, you know, every great thing happens. All you need is an idea. All you need is a seed. Yeah. As you said. So.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, that definitely gives me hope. And then just talking about like the babies that's coming now, they're just like maturing in a couple days.
Like, what's wrong with them? They're aliens.
Like, how are you able to do this already?
I told you literally yesterday. She's sitting up right here, looking around. Like, hey, what are you doing here? Who are you? You don't smell like my mom, but you can hold me. Like, what is happening? It's fascinating.
Oh, it is.
And even then, the seeds that we plant, I know you mentioned your niece and things like that. We'll see them sprout and bloom eventually. We'll see.
Eventually. But
yes.
All right. So I believe earlier you mentioned business.
Yes.
Do you have a side business?
Yes.
Okay.
So in the thick of the pandemic, like many people, I sat. I'm relatively pleased with my job, but in being a recruiter, you are talking to boots on the ground, so to speak. You're on the front lines talking to people, and on paper, you could have this fantastic candidate. Yeah. And then you get them in a conversation, on a phone screen or in person, you're like, who is this? Or maybe they don't even make it to this part.
Okay.
And you see them on paper and it's like, you've got so much potential, but we just don't know how to put this together.
Yeah.
So there was such, or even then, especially being a woman, a Black woman, seeing people go through the process, you've got this years of experience. Not that the offer was a bad offer, but to not even think about negotiating just based off of your years of experience. Oftentimes on the back end, we're having to coach and educate managers. Well, this person exceeds what these minimum requirements are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could start at what you mentioned, but I don't think that this should be our best and final should they want to push back. So there's also that piece of it. But it's like, there's so many people that need help.
Yes.
There are so many people that need help.
Yeah.
And that are clueless of how this process goes, of how the application process goes, building out a cover letter if you opt to do that, putting together your resume, being able to literally tell your story, articulate your candidacy. People have no idea how to do any of that.
Yes.
And that's kind of where the idea kind of sparks. I was like, people need me. Like, what is happening? And it's almost frustrating because it's like these tweaks, we could just polish you up just a little bit.
Quickly,
and we'd be okay. And you maybe would have been selected as the candidate had this had been done. So in 2022, my baby, so to speak, Dynamic Solutions Career Consulting was born.
Okay.
Like I said, I saw a need and I'm like, well, I'm a recruiter. I'm a senior recruiting consultant. I've got these years of experience under my belt. I'm literally doing this, seeing this literally every single day. Then who better to advise?
Of course, right.
I know during the pandemic, I saw lots of creators and things popping up on social media about their lived experience, some of them with HR background, some of them not, but giving feedback and advice. Some of the stuff was questionable. And I was like, please don't do that. Please don't. Please don't do that if you want to get hired. Don't lie on your background.
Please don't.
We're going to check it.
Yeah.
Please don't. Don't do that. But there were certain things that I noticed and I was like, who better than to give this advice or this feedback or to coach, assist, what have you, than somebody that's quite literally doing this for a living. So that's where the birth of my business came. It launched formally launched January of 2023. And I assist with the whole gambit. I like to say, as my husband says, the full kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
From everything from assisting with job sourcing, job applications, cover letters, which are very controversial, but cover letters, resumes, like I said, mock interview prep, negotiation assistance, obviously LinkedIn. I know as we continue to morph into this more online virtual world that we're in, it's like your online resume, your online networking kind of thing. So just general advice that people may have, I'm not feeling heard by my boss, or I've been sitting at my same salary for the last, X amount of years. Yeah. How do I articulate that or communicate that to my boss that I'm wanting more or wanting a promotion or maybe not even more money. I just want more duties and responsibilities, more diversity in the work that I'm doing, if that's possible, pending what they're doing. So yeah, it could be anything. I get calls. I literally got a text yesterday. I told you my friend just had a baby, so I was on my way to the hospital, and I literally got a text from someone from college that, unfortunately, as we were talking about layoffs, just recently got laid off from a company, and she was like, "Can we connect?" And I was like, "Yeah, we can." So it could just be little random one-off kind of things, but it has been some of the most fulfilling work. And at first, I was like, should I be doing this? Yeah. Again, kind of that imposter syndrome. Like, am I equipped to do this? Like, I literally just told you my whole story of kind of walking through, getting my feet wet. And I was and at this time, this would have been 2022, but still at that point, I got my exposure and my start in 2016. So still, I would say a decent amount of time to go off of. Wasn't like I was 6 months in trying to, do all of this. And I remember my mom had a client, and my mom told her, she's getting ready to do this, da, da, da. And she was in the market for a new position, and she had an interview coming up. And my mom connected us or whatever. We're texting. I was like, well, what is it that you need? And she was like, I haven't interviewed in God knows how long. I am not equipped. I'm honestly afraid. I don't know. So can we like do a mock little session, go through it? I was like 1000%. So we scheduled it, got it done one evening. I think her interview was definitely it was within a few days.
Okay.
I don't remember the specific time frame. And I can't remember if she texted me first or if I texted her first to kind of check in and be like,
Yeah.
how'd it go? And she said she did the interview and she was walking to the car. And before she even got settled in the car, they were calling her back.
Oh, wow.
So I was like,
Yeah, I did something there.
okay. Okay.
Right. I did something there.
And to add another layer to it, in addition to our standard duties and responsibilities, if you will, our company offers career coaching as an internal benefit. So I told my boss that I was wanting to, thankfully he's super supportive. Obviously there's paperwork. We talk about contracts and stuff.
Right.
There's paperwork in place to make sure that the lines don't get murky or blurry on any of it. But I mentioned it to him and he was like, this is great. We know you love it. He mentioned, because he'd seen presentations and the public speaking and stuff we'd done for the internship. He's like, you're great at this. So yeah, we're going to deem you our career coaching SME. So for any group facilitation, career coaching things that we do at the company, I'm leading that and I've been tapped to do that. And we also do it individually for our associates at the company. So I'd also been doing that. So once I got the opportunity to do it away from work, formally, if you will, I was like, okay, God. Heard.
Right.
Confirmation. And then we just took off from there.
Nice.
And it's been a blast.
3 years.
It feels like a fever dream sometimes. Because
Really?
I'm like, how am I work is picking up. Oh, the business is here, but I gotta pay for the business. So I gotta do my work. So it can definitely be a juggling kind of thing from time to time. But it's so fulfilling, which is why I said alignment is major, because even when it gets tough, the alignment, the purpose will be what drives you at the end of the day. Like when I was building out the business, quite literally, and I got the idea, I found the name, and like dynamic is like something that's multifaceted. Usually there's not one approach. Okay, well, I want to be solutions oriented. Career consulting, I'm not necessarily a career coach, but we can consult and we can partner on these things as well. So I literally did a 10-page business plan in like 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
Because, when you're in alignment, that hyper focus that you get, I'm locked in.
Yeah, it seems easy.
Yes, it's effortless. And I was like, I'm obviously a little tired, but I'm not burnt out from it.
Right.
I would come home and work a full day and then be on the computer till midnight, working through my little business plan and my little Google Doc, outlining what I want services to look like, mission and values, working out an FAQs page, building out a website.
Right.
I did all of that in like 7 days.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, heard you.
Yeah.
Heard you.
And like you said, it gives you a sense of fulfillment because now I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
That's how I feel about the podcast. Like, it be days like, I love y'all.
It's
I swear I
tough.
do. Yeah.
It's tough.
Like, after I schedule you guys, I wake up like this morning. I was like, gee, 9 o'clock.
And she coming over here so early. Out of all the times I gave her, she picked the morning.
Man, but it's like, once I walk in this room and I start turning things
It clicks on.
It clicks.
It's like you activate, like the battery gets put in your back.
Man.
Yeah.
But I think what a lot of people have to understand is the restraint that's going to happen. When you go work your job all day, 8 hours, however, 12 hours, when you get home, you can have this idea of that's what you want, but there's going to be pushback. Yeah. Because at some point, something doesn't want you to solve that problem or walk in that purpose. There's some
obstacle at some
point. Yeah. And so I think a lot of people just have to understand, like, just push through. Like, just give it a little nudge, because then it's going to eventually, like, kick in for you.
Yeah, especially if you're in alignment. And I think that there are certain things, like if you find that there are the constant continuing obstacles. Yeah. I think sometimes it's fair to be like, all right, let's stop. Yeah. Let's assess. Yeah. See what's working. I definitely am not a huge proponent of, well, I have this one inconvenience, so let's just throw it away. Yeah. I mean, none of us can operate through this life with that mindset. We would be nowhere.
Correct.
But I do think there are certain things I think oftentimes that God will be like, you're not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be doing this. I mean, I'm letting you get away with it, but you're not supposed to be doing this. And it's like, well, that was extra hard. That was probably harder than that needed to be.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I feel like you get those little glimpses of things. You're like, all right, well, I'm not doing that anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, let's course correct here and let's get back into alignment.
Yes.
But yes, I can echo those sentiments. Not to give up, obviously if you've got your North Star, whatever that is for you. I know you mentioned as far as law school, not necessarily to go into full out, just practice law and start your own business, but to be a resource, whatever that North Star is for you, allow that to kind of be your guiding light and to help keep you motivated when you have worked a full day and you're like, okay, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I got to look at this. Or I've already scheduled a discovery call, or I've already scheduled a mock interview for this evening or whatever. And it's like, well, it's only an hour and a half. I can do that.
Yeah.
And it's all about the mindset, I think, too, of how to reframe those things. Even when you do have those challenges, it's like, all right, like how I told you, how you asked me how I was like, woo! I'm employed. Thank you, Lord. Just to reframe those things, even though it may not be, rainbows and
For sure.
sunshine and lollipops and stuff.
Yeah.
There's always some good. There's always some light. There's some positive. It's just up to us to find it.
Definitely. And I think just taking those moments helps you to stay sane.
Girl.
And also doing something is better than doing nothing. You just want to become at least
progress over
1%
perfection.
better than you were yesterday.
Progress
at the least.
over perfection.
Yes.
Yes.
Whew.
I'm with you.
Goodness. All right. So I can't have a middle child podcast without asking, are you the middle child?
No, I'm the only child.
Yeah. It'd be so hard asking y'all these questions.
I mean, it's fine. I'm the only child, but I feel like we get such a bad reputation.
Really?
Yes. People think I'm like supposed to be a psychopath. Like I'm supposed to be mean.
The only child?
Like I don't share. Like I don't know how to talk to people. I was like, as long as you're a socialized only child, you'll be fine. My friend yesterday that just had a baby, she's the only child. And after her experience, she was like, she might be the only one. I was like, I get it. But we know she's going to be fine because we turned out fine. But it's whatever.
Interesting. I've never heard that.
I mean, people just think we're supposed to be
I think the only thing I've heard is you guys are just super spoiled. But I've never heard
But I feel like then people take that to, well, you don't know how to treat other people because you're used to having things for yourself.
Right.
You can't share or give or whatever. It's like, that's not accurate. But okay.
If anything, we probably share more.
That's I was like, I love it. And if anything, thing that I've had to check myself, it's those boundaries with almost being too giving with certain things.
Yeah.
So again, maturity, you live, you learn.
Right.
You grow a little bit.
You laugh.
Well, cry.
Cry.
Cry a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little cry can be cathartic. It's okay.
It is. Sometimes I just be like, let's cry. Because I just want to get it out.
No, but what's that clip? I forget. There's some movie with The Rock, and he's like, don't cry. But that's why I tell my husband, I said, I think I just need to cry.
Yeah.
I think I just need to reset. I'm super anxious about, I don't know, whatever the thing is for that particular day. And it's like, all right.
Yeah.
And take a nap. Then I'm good.
Definitely take a nap. I have to take a nap. When I'm frustrated, when I'm sad, I just want to go to sleep, wake up, and just that's like my start over.
It's a reset. Yes, it is a reset, especially after a cry. Then I'm like, I'm a new person.
Like nothing happened.
Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine. So, yeah.
All right, Ranielle, go ahead and give the people ways so they can get in contact with you. They can follow you, whatever they need in order to get connected.
So whatever you need, all you need is to email me or visit our website. You can email me at hello@dscareerconsulting.com. You can find me on socials. I'm everywhere but Twitter because that's a scary place. Well, X now. It's a scary place. You can find me at DS Career Consult, Facebook, Instagram, on the Clock app. I'm out there. I'm posting. That's one of my goals for the year was to be more consistent. Just to get more reach, because I said I know the people are out there. So I'm attempting to have the people find me or help them find me, I guess, in this case. As far as someone in need of assistance, like I said, anything from top to bottom, the full kit and caboodle, again, as my husband calls it. Anything from job sourcing, or even if you don't know what you want to do, job strategy. I've had to do that more recently with a client that has been in a medical adjacent field, but she don't want to do that anymore. She is so burnt out. She's like a director of something. And I said, well, even at your current company, I said, if they paid you more money, like, would that change you? Would that change your mind? She was like, no. That's how you know it's bad. If the money can't even pacify you for at least another couple years, that's how you know it's really bad. So that's one thing we've been doing with her, like sending her over like some assessments to kind of get a feel for her likes or dislikes, so that we can get, based off of those things and her strengths, we can get into better alignment to kind of find our North Star, so to speak, with what field or industry she wants to go into next. And she was like, well, I really like the nonprofit. And I was like, well, that's a thing. But you also mentioned that you have 2 kids about to go into college.
Right.
So the nonprofit world probably isn't as sustainable. It's great work, but if you're looking for the coin, it's probably not there, or at least not where we need it to be right now. So anything from helping you to kind of get on track, helping people get back on track. I had somebody that hadn't worked in years. So we literally did like a full overhaul, like, let's make you a resume. So like, I don't even know where it is. Or the last time I submitted one was 15, 20 years ago. So we just need to start from scratch. Let's go through the mock interview process. What's the STAR method? I have no idea what that is. How do I negotiate strategy? How do I tell my story, articulate myself? And I tell people that all the time. Who better than to talk about you than you? You are your subject matter expert, but a lot of people don't know how to either put that on paper, i.e. with the resume, or to have these conversations like how we're having today, to be able to do it in an interview format. So literally just about anything and everything we can assist with. And if we can't help on the nose, I can get you connected to somebody that can.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm sending you my resume before I send it to law school.
Period. 1000%, just to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did not hit submit.
On Monday. That was like, hey, I'm ready to get out of this. Help. Okay. Come over. We'll talk about it. Family member. It's like, come over. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
So, yeah, send it to me.
All right, guys. Send those resumes in. Get in contact with Miss Ranielle.
Let's get in alignment, y'all.
Man, yes. It is 2026. We are bettering ourselves.
Yes,
alignment, forgiveness.
Yes, all the things.
Yes, all the things. Moving forward.
Yes.
But anyway, as always, thank you for watching another episode of the Middle Child Podcast with your girl, Royal Bowes, and my guest, Ranielle Blackmon Cooper. It's so funny saying that.
I know, it's nuts.
Because I've known you.
It's nuts. People at work, they're like, didn't you get married? Why's your name not changed? I was like, working on it. Working my business.
I love it, though. I love it. Because I said when I get married, I'm definitely hyphening my name.
Yeah, because it's like so many people know me.
Yeah.
As a Black man.
Yeah.
So many people have over 30. Well, I just got married. Well, I got married at 30. For 30 years of my life, have known me as a Black man. Like I said, the stuff for my business is Black men. So
it's exciting though. New chapter.
It is.
Yay! I love that.
Cheers to love.
Man, cheers. Cheers. I love that. I love love. But guys, thank you for watching another episode of the Middle Child Podcast with your girl, Royal Bowes, and my guest, Ranielle Blackmon Cooper. As always, you know that you are seen here, you are appreciated here, and most definitely, you are loved here. And until next time, have an amazing day.
Bye, y'all.